What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, as you can see, well-renowned promoter, manager, Hall of Famer, Lou Dibella had some very, very choice words for undefeated three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the number one best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford is now 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. Lou Dibella, he goes in on Terence Crawford for not making the fight happen with Terence Crawford's biggest rival in undefeated, unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top two, if not number one, definitely top five, pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, in ERROL the Truth Spence Jr. ERROL Spence Jr. is 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. So Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, they make for the biggest fight in boxing, okay? And the fight has yet to materialize. And Lou Dibella, he responds to a post that Terence Crawford put up earlier regarding the National Football League and Terence Crawford atting and going at Errol Spence Jr. because the National Football League, NFL, Errol Spence is a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. And the Dallas Cowboys, they lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. And Terence Crawford, who was a huge Green Bay Packer fan, he had some very choice words for Errol Spence. He clowned Errol Spence and saying it's over for the Cowboys, so on and so forth. And then Terence Crawford took to social media and he put up another post, okay, and he asked the question. And he said this, quote, "Which is worse? Question mark. Losing and not making it to the playoffs, or making it to the playoffs and losing in the playoffs," right? To which Lou Dibella responded to Terence Crawford, and he said this. He said, quote, "Losing and not making it to the playoffs is way, way worse. The same way it's way worse losing and not making it to the biggest fight of your career. Or even worse, never losing," meaning Terence Crawford is undefeated, "and still not making it to the biggest fight of your career." Then he put the emoji with the winking eye, and he had hashtag boxing, right? So Lou Dibella, obviously, he had a very close relationship with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman. He was working with Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa. He was working also as a manager and advisor for some of the PBC fighters. And he had a falling out, and Lou Dibella no longer works there, right? And so, Lou Dibella, it makes me wonder, is Lou Dibella talking to Terence Crawford, or is Lou Dibella talking to Errol Spence and saying, what's worse, or even worse, never losing and still not making it to the biggest fight of your career, right? And then he put the winking eye, right? So is Lou Dibella referring to Errol Spence and Errol Spence side not making a fight, or is he referring to Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford not making his fight? Now, when I first read it, obviously, since it's on Terence Crawford's post, I assume that he's talking to Terence Crawford, and he's saying that Terence Crawford didn't make the fight. But right now, Lou Dibella doesn't have the best relationship with the PBC, and maybe he's talking about them. At the end of the day, it would be extremely sad, and Lou Dibella is 1,000% correct, right? If this fight does not come to fruition for Terence Crawford or for Errol Spence, it is going to be a huge detriment and letdown to both of these fighters' careers. Regardless of what both of these fighters have done thus far, if they never make the fight happen between the two of them, their careers are forever going to have an asterisk by it. And people always going to wonder, what if? And now the fact that this fight hasn't materialized, and there's so many different rhymes and reason as to why the fight hasn't happened. Everybody and their mom have a reason and an opinion as to why the fight didn't happen. And everybody points the finger at Terence Crawford, or everybody points the finger at ERROL Spence. Everybody assumes and make their assumptions and point the finger at different fighters as to why the fight didn't materialize. One thing's for certain, two things for sure, is the fight don't happen. It is a huge, huge letdown for the sport of boxing. It's a huge letdown for both of these guys' career. It benefits nobody for this fight not to happen. It doesn't benefit ERROL Spence. It doesn't benefit Terence Crawford. It doesn't benefit the fans, and it doesn't benefit the business of the sport of boxing. Okay? It just doesn't benefit at all whatsoever. No one involved if this fight does not happen. It's just going to hurt both of their careers. Period. That's what it's going to do. It's going to hurt Terence Crawford's career. It's going to hurt ERROL Spence's career, right? They'll forever be remembered for not fighting each other. Now, we had a situation like the situation with Riddick Big Daddy Bowe and Lennox Lewis. When Lennox Lewis and Riddick Big Daddy Bowe, they didn't fight, right? Forever, people remember that they didn't fight. Now, because Lennox Lewis had such an illustrious career and such a Hall of Fame career, beating every man he ever stepped in the ring with, because he had such, right? People kind of, forget about the fact that they never fought each other. Okay, it kind of gives it a pass. But in the case of Riddick Bowe, anytime you mention Riddick Bowe, he's forever remembered for not fighting Lennox Lewis. He's forever remembered for throwing the belt in the garbage, right? And if both of these guys don't have, now Terence Crawford is already a Hall of Famer for his accomplishment, and I think ERROL Spence is well on his way to being a Hall of Famer. Okay, Terence Crawford is 3-division champion, and he stamped his career and his Hall of Fame ticket becoming an undisputed champion and a 3-division world champion. So that stamped Terence Crawford into the Hall of Fame. But nonetheless, he still has work to do, because people are not going to forget that Terence Crawford didn't fight ERROL Spence. And they're not going to forget that ERROL Spence didn't fight Terence Crawford. And time is not on their side, because ERROL Spence is 32 going on 33 now, and Terence Crawford is 35. And not to mention, ERROL Spence has suffered some horrific car accidents, 3 to be exact, 2 that are publicized and 1 that nobody knew about. So time is simply not on neither one of these guys' side. It's just not. It's not favoring. Time doesn't favor anybody. And Father Time is undefeated. And so this is a mega massive fight that's well overdue now. At this point, it's overcooked. It's just like how people viewed the mega fight between legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. and his career, when Floyd Mayweather, he was already a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer, but the fight that everybody wanted to see was Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. It was the biggest fight in boxing history. And by the time it happened, 5 years after it was being mentioned as a possibility and a reality that it could take place, people said it was over-marinated, overcooked, and it didn't live up to the billing, although it's still the biggest fight in the history of the sport of boxing. It has broken every record in the history of the sport of boxing as far as pay-per-views, revenue garnered, gate sales, ticket sales, things of that nature. 2 icons, 2 legends, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. But people feel like it was just 5 years too late, point blank and period. And if this is the case, when we're dealing with Terence Crawford and ERROL Spence, well, both Terence Crawford and ERROL Spence are going to, pay the Pied Piper, because, regardless if they both become Hall of Famers, the first question they'll forever be asked whenever they're in public is, why didn't you fight Terence Crawford and why didn't you fight ERROL Spence? Point blank and period. No other way to slice it. This is a fight that has to happen. And I agree with Lou Dibella. It's nothing worse than being undefeated and still never making it to the biggest fight of your career. 1,000%. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. Y'all already know what it is.
Bumgarner, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.